Hi everyone. Today I want to have a little chat with you about sitting in discomfort, especially when you're a recovering people pleaser. And I say recovering because I don't like the people pleasing idea. Yes, many of us, me included, have had that life experience, but actually being a people pleaser implies that you're like that forever and you can't change. What I like to reframe it as is we are people who like to be in harmonious surroundings. We like to have heart-based connections and intimacy and love and kindness. But that's not the reality of where we live. It's only half the story. And what we haven't been taught as growing up is how to sit in the discomfort of either asking for something and not getting it and then feeling bad about it, or upsetting somebody intentionally or non-intentionally. Most of the time it's not. And then sitting in the discomfort, but knowing that you've done it from a place that had your best interests at heart. And also not wanting to upset somebody because seeing somebody else upset makes us feel bad. And then the last one, which I see a lot with my son, is not wanting to be told off. Many of us don't like the idea of being reprimanded or told off in any way or given any feedback or criticism that could feel like it's, we feel quite fragile. People pleasers often feel quite fragile within themselves, very vulnerable. And one of the greatest tools to help us overcome that, because ultimately what we want to do is be able to rumble with whatever comes our way, ask for what we want, ask for what we need, even if it's not able to be given to us, but know that we have our own backs, that we can trust and act on the feelings inside of ourselves and have our own best interests at heart and create a healthy and happy relationship with ourselves so that we can be present and open and loving for those around us too. And you can't do that if you're people pleasing your way through life. What do you want? I don't mind. What do you want? I don't mind. What do you want? Oh my goodness, how many conversations have you had like that? I've had a million. And it's why we get into relationships with narcissists as well. Because you say to a narcissist, I don't mind, what do you want? And they're like, I know exactly what I want and we're going to do it my way. And there's a part of you that goes, phew, thank goodness for that. Somebody's going to take charge so I don't have to sit in the discomfort of do I, don't I, will I, won't I, what do I want, what do I don't want? And it goes on. It's time for us to break these destructive relationships with narcissists and destructive relationships with ourselves. And so I'm going to ask you to rumble with feeling discomfort, setting boundaries, asking for what you need, asking for what you don't want. Just gently being with yourself and know that it passes, the discomfort passes, allowing those uncomfortable feelings to be there because they're showing you something. Just because you feel bad doesn't mean the decision was bad. It just means that you haven't rumbled with feeling uncomfortable. And for many of us who are highly sensitive, emotions feel large on the inside, don't they? They feel really significant and very large, and they can feel overwhelming. And we haven't learned to take ourselves off and find a quiet corner with a blanket and a cup of tea, or grab an essential oil like wild orange, jasmine, or a rose, or neroli, and apply it to our heart and speak sweetly and softly and kindly to ourselves. We haven't learned to do that, but we can now, and that's what we're going to do together. So next time you think you're going to change your behavior to make somebody else happy, even though it's going to make you unhappy, I ask you to sit with the discomfort. Sit with it, allow it space, allow it to rumble through your nervous system and then back out again. Just allow it in and out. And you will find that what you're left with is a feeling of confidence, slow. And yes, you might be sad and overthinking that you've upset them, but slowly you'll start to stack these really awesome feelings of feeling good, and that you've got your own back, and that you stood up for yourself and you asked for something. And that's how we grow confidence. And that's how we don't get into destructive relationships with narcissists. At least that's one of the ways. So I'm going to ask you once more to think about sitting in the discomfort. Practice it. Teach it to our children. Teach it to those who are this next wave of sensitive people who are going to break the patterns, and we're going to help them by showing them, first and foremost, how to sit with the discomfort of feeling bad or making somebody else feel bad, and know that we have a loving connection with ourselves and others as the core of what we're trying to create. It's not coming from a destructive and unhealthy place. All right, take care. Have a lovely day.